Welcome to the Lummy Sports Show with Rhett. How's it going, Rhett?
Not too bad, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90-BUBBA. Give us a call if your team sucks. I figured I probably would see Gooper Lips probably calling in. But obviously, ups and downs on the NFL Week 1. Right now, we're kind of talking back and forth about a little bit of bets that we had. Prop bets, player prop bets, just regular money lines, point spreads, over and unders. Over and unders, in my opinion, were really tough this week. I kind of was in that college football hangover where a lot of it's high scoring, and I kind of always forget about this. Call me a bad gambler, whatever, but I forget. In week 1, I forgot that usually if your point spreads are 40s and 50s on the college, you're probably looking at the 20s and 30s on the NFL.
I always feel like week 1 of the NFL season is a good week to just kind of let your shit ride. You know, if you get any kind of feeling, go for it, because it's week 1 of the NFL season. Like, not only is it week 1 of any season, it is week 1 of the NFL season, which is any given Sunday at any given moment. And I definitely feel like we had a lot of those moments this week, but a lot of those weird bets that I would not place any other week, they were hitting in week 1.
Yeah, a lot of player props that I put down. You know, it was looking like almost Vegas was kind of getting their feel on some of the players too. I think I hit one on James Conner, was like over and under 40 rushing yards, or I think he got like 38 in the first half.
Well, there's still some guys. There's still some guys every week that they either haven't figured out yet, haven't figured out how to comp them, or just don't respect them. I got a Mike Evans anytime touchdown for plus 185.
Nice.
I was fucking shocked.
You know what? I got the same
shocked.
thing. I did the same thing.
Dude, this guy led the NFL in touchdowns last year, and an anytime touchdown for Mike fucking Evans was plus 185. I took it every day of the week.
That was one of them that I hit because I remember when he scored first, I think it was, second quarter? I was like, holy shit. Mike Evans already got a touchdown. Usually I'm sweating to the second half.
Yeah.
And I took him on that. Then I started, gamblers think. I'm like, well, man, what was the first, second quarter touchdown, what I could have got, and then you're starting to think of that way. But the anytime bets were kind of crazy. Same with the pretty much, I would say some teams really struggled on the points. I think we can go over ours too. Let's take this phone call because I think we had a decent week. I think you had a pretty good week.
Yeah, I went 13-3 this week. You went 11-5. So not a bad week 1 at all.
239.
Hey guys, this is Berto. Lummy, did I do something that make you mad this morning, man? I'm sorry, my coffee didn't kick in. I know you tried to take Tyree out, so Tua didn't have a good game.
I don't know.
I understand all that.
What are you talking about? Oh, are you blaming me for Tyreek?
No, I knew you were trying to get him out. If you want to go ahead and get Tua, it'd be bad. We can team up in Miami, and I know some people we can take him out.
What, does Tua drive a moped or something? Why couldn't he be the one that's speeding?
They say that when I was at the game this weekend, it was funny because I got there around 11:30ish, and all that was kind of like happening kind of thing. They said Tua comes in like quiet, like he's low key, like he comes in from the back and he goes. He reminds me of Steph Curry. He likes to go sign everything for all the kids and everything like that.
Tua was probably shitting himself when he found out Tyreek Hill was getting arrested. He's like, oh, there goes game 1. Game 1's done. I'm going to be pretty much showing that I'm a fraud. My 9.1 average.
I was laughing my butt off because I had my Hill jersey on, and I'm like, should I keep this on or are people going to look at me? But funny part was you should have seen his mom, dude. His mom was in the stadium going crazy, talking about how these cops are bad and everything. I'm like, man, hold on. There's always two sides to the story. But those Miami cops are horrible, dude. I'm telling you, when I lived there, it was so much crap that went on. I think they have bets, and they try to do what they can do to make those players look bad.
Yeah,
they go ahead and make their money.
The great Daniel Rose goes to the Dolphins game, and he lives down there, and he says those cops are complete dicks. He says, I believe, the cop said FHP, I think, does the field work and different. I don't Fort Lauderdale. I don't know who does it. But he said those guys are a lot nicer. But he said the Miami, Dade County is horrible. He said they're just a bunch of dicks.
My buddy just moved from there to come over here to Fort Myers to become a cop because he says it's horrible over there. And he's a cop for like 25 years. And I'm like, dude, it's crazy.
Well,
but no, I thought I did something this morning to offend you. I'm like, no, dude, my coffee ain't kicking. If I did anything, I'm sorry. You got my number, dude. It's on the caller ID. You can always hit me up and say, stop talking crap, because I'm a real man. I'll go with you. I don't do it in chat or nothing like that. I will reach out to you like a real man and tell you, hey, I have a problem with you. But,
hey,
dude,
Berto,
you're like the man.
Berto, I have no idea what you're talking about, though.
I swear you said Berto with a question mark. What am I talking about in chat?
Yeah, you said something like, that's what Lummy, you said something weird, and then you put, I love Seth, Seth, Bubba, Rhett, Tara, but you put something before, like I said something, and so I put, what are you talking about?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, my coffee didn't kick in. What I'm trying to say is I love you guys. You guys make Bubba great. I have nothing negative to say. I'm so glad that he's got you as his right-hand man, getting the show just right, because to me personally, it's never been that good to now.
Oh, well, thank you,
And every week, you guys get better and better. And another question, 7-inch or 11-inch for that charm? You want a big one or a medium one?
Yeah, no, 7 inches would be good.
Okay, I didn't want to go all crazy, and then you're like, man, this man's crazy.
Yeah, you don't want to be over encumbered. It's not about how big it is, it's about how you use it.
There you go.
Hey, exactly. I'm going to let you guys go. Hey, man, like I said, I got no beef with you, man. I'm a real man. I'll reach out to you the right way, not with this bull crap on chat and nothing like that.
No, you're good. Yeah, we're all good. All right, Berto.
All right, man.
All right, see you.
Love the show. You guys have a good one.
You too. Yeah, fucking Tyreek, man. Tua was whew. Oh. He had to be because I know he always finishes with good stats, and that's why Lummy's an idiot. 23 for 37, 338 yards, a touchdown. I mean, is that really? I mean, Jacksonville's pretty good, but I think they squeaked by that one.
Did you watch all of Miami's game last week?
No, I did not.
I don't know if you saw the first half, but slow start. Like, what was going on? Because they barely won that game last week. And I know it's week 1. We were just talking about any given Sunday. You know, a lot of our picks very well could have gone the other way, despite some late game heroics. But I don't know what was going on in Miami, but they seemed very slow out of the gate week 1.
Well, I mean, obviously a bunch of shit happened. Maybe they were just coming off of that. Maybe Tyreek was really filling it out.
Sure.
I mean, Jacksonville has a pretty good defense, though. But what was it? Was it 17?
17-20. Yeah, last-minute field goal.
Yeah, 17-7 going into halftime. I think that's when I got to see a little bit of the game, was that third quarter. Dolphins looked a little bit better there. I was getting some text messages that Tua looked like Tua in that first quarter or second quarter, so I did not get to see that. I was out tailgating for the Bucs game at 1 o'clock. So we tried to set up our TV, and our data got kind of used up kind of quick.
Oh, just sweating your ass off the whole time.
It was miserable. It was absolutely fucking miserable. We had 4 fans going, and we still were dying. Mm-hmm. And luckily, we got in, and Dr. Dan invited us up to the box for a little bit, sitting there. He had some people come up there too that were pretty cool.
Nice.
Some professional athletes. And so, but the Bucs absolutely completely demolished, in my opinion, the Commanders. And if you know the Bucs, and I know you know the Bucs, Rhett, the Bucs do not do well against first-year quarterbacks.
Well, it's funny. It's funny that gets brought up now because the Bucs do have a track record of not doing well against rookie quarterbacks, and I think some outstanding performances like Brock Purdy in 2022 and C.J. Stroud in 2023, stuff like that can kind of give you some whiplash.
Nick Foles.
But if I'm not mistaken, the Bucs are like 10-3 under Todd Bowles against rookie quarterbacks.
Really?
Since he's been here in 2019. They have a ridiculous record. I'll try and find it really quick so I can fact check it for you, but they aren't as bad as you would think. But I definitely had the same gut feeling that you did headed into week 1, because not only is Jaden Daniels, very hyped up rookie quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner, all of this and that, he is a quarterback who can use his legs And those guys, those are buck killers. If you got a quarterback that can run a 4.5 40, he'll fucking run for 75 yards rushing against Tampa Bay, no matter what.
Well, my whole thing is with who was it? So you're pretty much saying since Todd Bowles came in, it's 10-3, right?
I let me look that number up, but I believe it is somewhere around there.
Because I know I think after Gruden, even maybe after Raheem Morris, that little coaching cluster, and the Rays have a problem with facing rookie pitchers for the first time. I felt like it was just a Tampa Bay thing at that time because I remember Nick Foles. I guess I need to change my mentality. I'm hoping I'm hoping you're going to prove me wrong.
No, it was really bad for a long time. In 2018, a year before Todd Bowles had become defensive coordinator, since 2011, the Bucs were 1-10 against rookie quarterbacks.
Right, so I'm thinking that same era from pretty much Raheem to 1-11. That's pretty bad.
Pretty fucking terrible for the 2010s. The Bucs were awful. Yeah, but once Todd Bowles came in from 2019 onward, they have not had... I'm trying to find the record because I had it and I can't fucking find it. Of course, whenever I find a really good statistic, it gets lost in the shuffle of the algorithm, never to be seen again. So I sound like a fucking insane person when I try and tell someone these statistics and then I don't have the numbers to back it up. I'm trying my best. I'm trying. I just, for my own sanity, I want to get this thing back on the right track here.
813-90 Bubba, 813-90 Bubba. And like our title says here, why does your team suck? I mean, there were some upsets that I was pretty surprised by. I got knocked out of my Survivor League week 1.
After the week 1 win against Jaden Daniels, since 2019, the Bucs are 11-5 against rookie QBs.
That's a good record. So, but talking about the upsets, the Bengals took me out of my Survivor League. I did not think that the Bengals would lose to the Patriots. That was just atrocious.
That was surprise of the week.
The Cardinals were surprising me with the Bills too.
Yeah, that game came down to it.
Yeah, the Bills made the Falcons. You know who was supposed to possibly win the division. 18 to the Steelers with Justin Fields, who not even Russell Wilson. The Bears coming back against the Titans that were up 17-0.
Mm-hmm. A lot of comebacks.
Hell of a game right here, the Texans and Colts.
Yeah, that was a very, very fun game to watch. I think Anthony Richardson and C.J. Stroud, if that's the standard for what the new NFL quarterback looks like, we're going to be in some good hands for a while because those guys know how to duke it out. But go back up a little bit. We were talking about some of the games that surprised us. Cardinals and Bills, they were bringing it. Bears-Titans, it was an ugly offensive game, but the Bears able to pull that one out. Falcons-Steelers. Now, I had the displeasure of watching this entire game.
Was that on Fox?
Yeah. It was the Fox 1 o'clock game. So I was watching this game, and then I was watching the Miami game on the other, on the split view or whatever that YouTube TV has.
Yeah.
And the Falcons, what a joke. I mean, I know this is week 1. I know we've got plenty of football left.
So you're already saying the Falcons are not going to be that team?
They're not going to be the team that people thought they were at the beginning of the year. They're going to be fine. They're going to win some games, and I think Kirk Cousins will ultimately have a good year.
Now, how did he look?
2 interceptions and fucking a touchdown. I mean, 16 for 26, 155 yards. He looked like a guy who had no idea who he was playing with. Like, he looks like a guy. They look like a team. It's going to take them every bit of 7, 8, 9 weeks to kind of figure out what unit they're going to be towards the end of the year. They do not have things figured out. They are not running a smooth system. And the fact that they made Pittsburgh look as good as they did, like Pittsburgh has a notoriously stinky offense. And even with Justin Fields starting, they had a very stinky offense. Like Najee Harris was 20 carries for 70 yards, averaging 3.5 yards a tote. He had a 20-yard carry, but he had a very disappointing day outside of that. Justin Fields, 57 yards on 14 carries, and then through the air, 17 for 23, 156 yards. So nothing special. I'm happy for Fields. I'm happy he got the win, and it sounds like they're going to roll with him until they aren't. But yeah, going back to the Falcons, like I'm glad to see that they are not the team that a lot of national media thought they were going to be. And a lot of that is their own fucking fault.
Well, I mean, I was looking at their wide receiver core. I mean, they don't have any really true number ones.
Are you saying Kirk Cousins doesn't have any weapons?
I don't think so. I think he left Minnesota. His weapons.
Well, let's face
look at Sam
it.
Look at Sam Darnold. Okay, Sam Darnold looked like a fucking superstar with the weapons he had.
Yeah. But when we look at that roster, go back up to the Falcons, see if you can find it. Take a look at this roster here.
Depth chart?
Yes. And when you look at this team on paper, there's no reason they shouldn't be a higher-powered offense than they are. It's just because they do not have cohesion. They don't have an identity. They have not fucking played in this system for longer than a game. So... yeah, you got Kirk Cousins, who's going to be boom or bust any given week. I like Bijan Robinson at running back. I also like Tyler Allgeier.
Those two running backs are a good 1-2 punch.
I think very underrated in the grand scheme of like the NFL's running back rankings. The wide receiver room: Drake London, not a lot of experience. Darnell Mooney, who I was a big fan of a couple of years ago when he was in Chicago, but he's kind of bounced around a couple of places since then. And he finds himself with the Falcons. Did have 3 targets and a catch week 1 for 15 yards.
Whew. That's pretty strong.
Yeah. So, there's some things.
And they got Ray McLeod.
Yeah, Ray McLeod. I think he's a Tampa guy. I know he's from Clemson, but I think he's from Tampa.
Tampa Bay Tech or something?
I don't know if it was Tampa Bay Tech, but I think he's from Tampa.
Let's see here. Tampa, Florida, born. Let's see what high school.
Sickles High School.
Oh, Sickles, the Gryphons or whatever the hell they are. The green school over in West Chase.
Yeah, he was a running back.
Was he?
Yeah.
Interesting. Look at that. I did not know Sickles had any professional football players. My buddy went there. Yeah, but like you're saying with Atlanta, I mean...
they have a good defense. They have a decent defense. You know, the Matt Judon trade is something that's going to help them. They have got... Jesse Bates is one of the best safeties in the league. He was able to make a couple of plays week 1, but...
you can't let the Steelers in there. I mean, their offense is nothing to,
they got a new
nothing
offensive.
To be proud of. They
got a new offensive coordinator. They got away from Matt Canada. I know they found themselves in a tough situation with Mr. Unlimited before the game, but you can't lose a football game like that. Like it was just inconsistent. It was a lot of fucking self-inflicted mistakes. They look like a bad coach team. They look like a team that, again, it's going to take them 7 or 8 games to find a rhythm and play the way that they know or hope they can play.
Who's their coach? It sounds familiar. I think we had that back in
Raheem Morris.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You said it. They seem unorganized. That's what people said about the Bucs too back then. So maybe that's just Raheem. Maybe he is just a better coordinator than a head coach. But like you said, it's only week 1, so.
Yeah, we got plenty of football left. Like, these are by no means definitive takes here. Like, all of this could change in a week or two, but you definitely learn a lot after week 1, and it feels like we're learning about some of these teams that were overhyped headed into the year.
Well, listen, Buffalo's going to be in trouble if they got Josh Allen scoring 2 touchdowns rushing and 2 passes. I mean, Josh Allen, the second half that I watched of the Bills, it was a Josh Allen show.
Yeah.
I mean... his wide receiver, Khalil Shakir, technically he's supposed to be his number 1.
His number 1 leading receiver was a running back
Yeah.
in Keon Coleman, 4 receptions for 51 yards. Now, I will say this about Buffalo, and I think there's only a couple of teams in the NFL, like 3 or 4, that you can say this with. As long as they have Josh Allen at quarterback and he is somewhat healthy, they have a decent chance to win. Like, he is a quarterback who can make the team around him better because he is that damn good. He's not consistent always. I know that he's had some stretches where he has led the league in interceptions, but he is a talented enough quarterback and he is a legit enough playmaker to bail his team the fuck out when they need him to, like he did last week in the 3rd and 4th quarter against the Cardinals.
Yep.
Kyler Murray, he might have a good system. He might have looked good week 1 against Buffalo, 21 for 31, 162 and a tutty. But he is not a good enough quarterback to level up the team around him.
No.
The Cardinals had more talent on their team headed into the 2022 season than I think Buffalo has now, and they barely won 7 games in 2022. So I think Josh Allen is one of those guys in the league that he has the ability to take over. If he can, get his head out of his ass and not beat himself up by the 3rd and 4th quarter, he can definitely always give his team a chance to win. I think guys like Josh Allen, I think guys like Pat Mahomes, and I think guys like Lamar Jackson are in that category.
And currently, the guys that did not do it is this game right here and Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, his week 1 performance.
him.
His week 1 performance took him from the fringe of that category to completely out of it because they look like shit.
Yeah, I mean, Jacoby Brissett, coming with the upset against Cincinnati, and he's got weapons. I mean, Jamar Chase did play, 6 receptions, 62 yards. Not bad. They got Zach Moss, 9 carries, 44 yards, but, I mean, at home against New England, playing Jacoby Brissett.
First-year head coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't the Bill Belichick Patriots you're playing here either.
No. And you got Stevenson. Now, Stevenson is a good running back. That's like my fantasy. 25 carries, 120 yards. But, I mean, for the offense of the Bengals, now, once again, I was not able to watch the full game. I'm blown away. I am absolutely blown away. And Joe Burrow obviously is not the Josh Allen type to put the team on his shoulders and come back. I mean, against the Patriots defense, did you see any of it?
No, I didn't. This game wasn't available to me. But I'm starting to think like maybe we should just give the credit to the Patriots defense because, again, week 1, so we still have plenty of football left, but a lot of people were expecting the Bengals to be one of the higher-powered offenses this year. And the fact that not just any defense, but the Patriots defense, that nobody expected to do anything this year, was able to do that. Week 1, on the road.
Got your win out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, you did get your win out of the way, but I think we should definitely be showing a little bit more respect and at least be aware of what Gerard Mayo has turned that defense into. I think they could, be a defense that surprises a lot of teams down the stretch where you can, look at the scoreboard and be like, holy shit, I'm amazed that these guys were in this game for 3.5 quarters.
Now, a game that it surprised me only because the quarterback play is Sam Darnold of the Giants, and Danny Dimes was not throwing dimes.
No, he fucking sucks, man. He's so terrible.
I mean, the Giants, I think it was was it last week we picked, no, it was 2 weeks ago, the NFC.
We said the Giants might be one of the worst teams in the league.
But I didn't think they were going to be this bad. I thought maybe Danny Dimes would come out and show something.
You didn't think Sam Darnold would look like Brett Favre in a Vikings uniform?
Not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Jones did step up. Justin Jefferson. I mean, but like I said, he has weapons. Sam Darnold with only 208 yards of throwing, passing, whatever, isn't the greatest.
Managed to find time to throw a pick, 19 for 24. So, yeah. I mean, for Sam Darnold standards,
that's good.
People are talking about a career resurgence after 1 week of playing the Giants.
And that's unbelievable. Where Danny Dimes is ready to be sitting on the beach here in Tampa.
Well, how much money did they give him? $150 million?
Yes.
22 for 42, 186 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
5 sacks.
Could not fucking imagine being a Giants fan, spending money. And not just money like we spend on season tickets down here. You're buying a personal seat license, which is minimum $4,000 a year up in the state of New York or New Jersey to go get season tickets. And then you're spending another $2-3 grand on season tickets for this sorry-ass team and their sorry-ass quarterback that they decided to hitch their trailer to. They made it perfectly clear when they announced that deal with Daniel Jones that they believe in him. He, what was it, the 8-game stretch that he had before the end of the season, before he signs that deal? He was playing well. He played well. Clearly it was a fluke because this guy is terrible. And, I mean, he is making the same mistakes in year 5 that rookie quarterbacks are making.
And look at these jerseys, man. That's just more.
Oh, yeah, those were the piece de la resistance.
Oh, damn it. Where are they?
Piece de resistance.
What year jersey was that? These things
100 years old, so it was supposed to be their 1924.
These things are just atrocious. That's even more embarrassing right there.
Well, there's certain pictures where the lighting in the stadium makes it look like they're not wearing any pants.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it just looks like a bunch of naked dudes with jerseys and pads on.
Nice. Well,
letting their schmeat hang out.
That's pretty much how they played. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, that game was the Chargers and the Raiders. Typical, the fighting over there. I mean, this one, I love talking about the Broncos. I think it was a little close. Did you see any of Bo Nix?
I did not. I heard he wasn't great. I heard he kind of stuck the joint up. And how about the Broncos? I think this was another one of those games where Denver had the lead for a little bit. Did they not? Yeah, 16-9 headed into halftime.
No, 13.
13-9, excuse me. Yeah, so they were ahead. They got out ahead. They just couldn't hang on to it down the stretch.
Hey, hold on. Take the lead real quick.
Oh, Jesus Christ, where are you going?
I need to get a Tylenol for my arm.
Oh, no. All right. We've got an emergency here with the Lum. Going to do some quick rehab with Macho Man in the break room. Oh, yeah. We're taking a look at this Broncos and Seahawks game and breaking down the performance of rookie quarterback Bo Nix, who Sean Payton had said over the offseason, he's very, very excited about having Bo Nix as his franchise guy. He got a chance to choose his franchise guy after fucking Russell Wilson over on the way out. I know that deal was mutual, but, Russ ends up in Pittsburgh and they get a rookie QB in Denver. So 26 for 42, 138 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Yikes. He took 2 sacks and had a 31.3 quarterback rating for the day. Geno Smith played much better, 18 for 25, 171, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Also took 2 sacks, but he finished with a QB rating of 72.2. So we were talking about Bo Nix, Lummy, while you were gone, and just bringing up that stat line of his. Not a great start.
No, not at all. And speaking of Bo Nix as a rookie, who do you think had the best rookie performance? Was it the one against the Bucks, or was it? I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, no one else. All the rest of the rookies did not have a good game.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams. What's the kid's from Commander's name?
Jaden Daniels.
It's pain that's shooting in my head. Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, a lot of the other guys are riding the bench. J.J. McCarthy on the bench.
He's injured, yeah.
Drake May on the bench. So, I'm just trying to think of any other notable rookies. I thought Joe Alt, the right tackle for the Chargers. I know he's an offensive lineman, but he had a pretty tall task playing Max Crosby last week in that Raiders and Chargers game. And I saw some highlights of him, man. And for his first NFL game against a guy like Max Crosby, who I know plays for the Raiders, but Max Crosby deserves a lot of respect in the league as a pass rusher. I thought Joe Alt had a pretty damn good day at right tackle, at least from the rookies that I know that I saw. But outside of that position group, I do think you could make the argument that Jaden Daniels was the most effective rookie on the field for his team because he didn't completely take over the game. Like, the Bucs were never losing, but he made the most plays of the day for Washington, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah. I thought he looked pretty good. His first pass was pretty pathetic, but 239, I'm like, oh, man, they got a bust right there. 239.
Hey, Michael from South Florida. How's you guys doing?
Hello, Michael. How's it going?
Hey, Michael. First-time caller.
Hey, on the rookies that did great, Xavier Worthy for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Had a pretty dang good performance.
His first catch was a touchdown, was it not?
I would say he was top of the class for first week. Just saying.
Yes, no, I would have to agree with you. He had a really good first game there.
And when I was going to get sniped, I was just trying to say that 49ers game, Las Vegas must be real good because it was 46.5.
Yeah.
And if you remember, the finishing score was 47. So I really hope it's not fixed, but man, that worries me.
Sometimes they're just that good. Unfortunately, they just know what they're doing.
Maybe they are just that good. I hope they are. I really do. Have a great show, guys.
See you, man.
Thank you, Michael from South Florida.
Yeah, new caller. That's awesome to hear. 618. This guy's at the grocery store. 618.
Lummy, Neil Mount Pleasure. How you doing?
What's up, Neil Mount Pleasure? You got a new phone, huh?
No, it's the same. It's the same number.
I was just saying.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't. But I was sorry, man. That was a crappy. I listened to it. That was terrible. I thought I was in a good area too. I do apologize. Hey, obviously not a good week for my Packers losing their quarterback. So we'll see. I'm a little scared with this guy that they're going to throw in there.
Malik,
I mean,
the flamer. He's a flamer. He's from Liberty.
Liberty, yeah.
Good.
Liberty Flames. They're the Flamers.
I mean, what do you what do you think, man? What do you think?
I mean, Malik. I thought it was. I thought it was.
Short.
I thought it was reach. I thought it was a reach for Tennessee to take them in the second round.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think you guys are fucked. I mean, to be completely honest, you guys are fucked. You might as well just hand the ball off to your running back. Yeah.
So as a rookie in Tennessee, he started 3 games. He went 25 of 49 for 234 yards and 3 interceptions. Now, he is what they consider a dual-threat QB, so he was able to rush for 95 yards on 20 attempts, but 25 of 49, 234, and 3 picks with a 1-2 record passing the football. I definitely don't love that for the Packers. I think Malik Willis, his market value on trading cards has gone up this week and the last week after the Jordan Love injury, but it might go back down after he gets his first start in Green Bay this week. I don't feel great about it, Neil.
What if we started Jaden Reed at quarterback? I mean, wasn't he the backup quarterback when he was at Michigan State? Let's run the Wildcat the whole game.
Who was
we got, man?
I'm a little surprised that they went out and traded for him.
I think it was 2020. Do you remember when the Broncos had to start that wide receiver?
For Vanderbilt. He was a quarterback at Vanderbilt. That's how sad the Broncos are. Yeah, the African-American gentleman from the Vanderbilt. Yeah, and they just ran the ball the whole time.
They're going to have to run it the whole time. Or they're going to have to just do a 3-step drop and slants, and I don't know. It's crazy. So.
I think they're going to try and streamline it as much as they possibly can for this guy. Like, they can look at these passing numbers all day and say, all right, maybe let's not ask him to throw the ball 25 times a game. If you can, like you said, 3-step drop, get the ball out of his hand quickly, high percentage looks, he's checking it down to a running back or a slot receiver on a 5-yard slant. Like, there's a lot you can do to try and hone this guy in and make him more effective, but throwing the football 30 times, I don't love that.
Dude, let's get some jet. They're going to have to do a ton of jet sweeps. I mean, that's how Reed got out. You get him out and about. I mean, the guy is just, let's go. It'll be fun. So,
well, let's look at what's Jordan Love out 4 to 6 weeks.
I think I said it's like 4-ish.
Okay, let's get 4. So let's look at your next 4 games. How are the Packers going to go? Colts, at home. I don't know about that one. Colts are pretty good.
I'd say the best, if we're talking about this 4-game stretch.
Titans is probably your best bet.
I think the best team they're going to play over the next 4 weeks are probably the Rams. Like, I think the Rams might be a little bit bad. I know the Colts are really good, and Anthony Richardson still has a ways to go, but the Rams look pretty damn good last week.
Yeah, and it's in L.A. You're kind of lucky that you're playing Minnesota in Green Bay. But if you're looking at those 4 games right there, I would say 1 and 3.
I think they got a good shot against Minnesota, only because, like, Sam Darnold, this is fool's gold. Okay, this magic is going to run out eventually. Yeah. And I think if it's not week 2 and if it's not week 3, it'll definitely be week 4 when he goes to Lambeau and they force him to throw 2 or 3 interceptions.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think you're right.
Better just hope that
I'm going to end this call because I don't want to be like.
I was going to say you better just hope that it is only 4 weeks because then, the Cardinals are in a push out. Then you got the Texans, the Jaguars.
After that Rams game, it's going to get tough. You're going to be counting the weeks till Jordan Love comes back for sure.
It's not really.
No, you guys have a good one. I'm going to get up. We'll see. It'll be fun. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
It's going to be rough, though. All right, have a good one.
You too, man. See you,
Neil. Football season, it's the best and worst kind of year because if you're a team like Carolina, it's going to be a long season. I think when you're Green Bay and your franchise quarterback gets injured week 1, it's going to make for a long season too, but it's going to make for an interesting season down the stretch because how good is Jordan Love going to be when they get back? Are they still expected to be a top 3 team in the NFC like they were coming into this year? What do you think, Lummy? You think Jordan Love can bounce back, and are they going to be able to win enough games down the stretch to either compete for that division, or if the division is too far out of reach?
I'll put my Green Bay hat on.
Okay, your Packers hat. Let's hear it. Lummy Clem.
Feeling real good going in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
3 quarters in, still feeling pretty good. Let's just say halftime, I'm still feeling good about the Packers. The Eagles are a good team. Jordan Love goes down. Now I'm in my head going, who's our backup? Oh, fuck. We just got our backup, 3 weeks ago? They traded for Malik,
Malik Willis.
Yeah, at the end of the preseason, pretty much?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
once they cut, because they had Sean Clifford and they had one other guy who they cut, and then they moved on from him and they signed Malik Willis.
So now you're looking at Jordan Love, your franchise quarterback, go down week 1. Your backup quarterback is a guy that was in the system for a week. You're fucked. You're going to, we're generous with giving him Tennessee.
This guy, let's face it.
But this guy has 2 weeks? 2 weeks of playing with the team?
Right, but let's also face it. If you're a majority of NFL teams and your starting quarterback goes down, you're fucked. All right, like the Bucs. Great week 1 performance. Can't do that without Baker Mayfield. It's not like they could have put Kyle Trask in there and had a good game. I think a majority of teams know that when your starting quarterback goes down, you are fucked.
Hold up, but let me tell you, so this is what my feeling is. Kyle Trask has obviously been in the system. Obviously, they got a new offensive coordinator, but you know what I'm saying. The players, he knows everyone, at least has played with them for more than 2 weeks. I'm not feeling great, but I at least feel like
he's been around.
He's been around.
He knows the terminology. He knows the lingo. He's practiced with these guys.
And this is because I watched it, and I know everyone loves when I talk about Josh Freeman. But it's when Josh Freeman was released from the Buccaneers because Shiano's a douchebag, and he got picked up by the Colts. And in 1 week, he was Minnesota. Sorry. It was Minnesota. And he started the Monday Night Football game after being in practice for 1 week.
He did terrible.
He threw 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
And he looked lost out there, getting sacked left and right. They were getting their ass kicked. Not just he's going to kill your ego, but also the season's done.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that with Malik Willis. I feel like they're just going to do a lot of runs.
Well, it's so tough to have something like that happen this early in the season, too. Just because you find yourself falling so far behind. If you pile up a couple of L's here, you look around at the division, look at how the Bears are doing, you look at how Minnesota's doing. I know you've got that game early on against Minnesota, but up until that point, if you're 3 games behind in the division, man, and you're playing a division game with a backup quarterback and Sam Darnold's still playing good enough for them to win, I think the magic is going to run out. Just like I said, I think no matter what, the Packers are going to win that game in Lambeau against Minnesota. It's a division game. I don't care who their quarterback is. Some kind of Lambeau magic is going to happen, and they're going to win that game. But
you got to think, too, people were talking about them winning this, I still think the Lions are going to win that division.
I think
But your division games are not going to be easy, like you're saying.
I think Mike Florio had the fucking Packers in the Super Bowl. Did he not?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He had the Commanders. Mike Florio's old and dumb. Okay. There's no way the Commanders are making the playoffs. The Packers are going to make it to the Super Bowl, especially not now. They're going to be chalking up losses here. And then, everyone starts getting down on each other. The only good thing is if Jordan Love does. Now, the problem is that if they rush him back too quick, what would you do as a coach? What would you want as a fan? Let's just hypothetically say the Packers are 1-5.
If you're 1-5, let him rest. If you're 1-5, you're done. Because you're not going to bring him back off of injury and win 11 out of your last 12 games or 10 out of your last 11 games. It doesn't happen that way. So if 1-5 is where they are when Jordan Love comes back.
Let's see. If he's at 1-5, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So he would be playing home against Texans.
Mm-hmm. Texans, Jags, Lions, Bears, Niners, Dolphins, Lions, Seahawks, Saints, Vikings again, and then you wrap it up with the Bears.
So you're not saying that you don't see them winning 10 in a row?
If they are 1-5 and they are not last place in that division, maybe they've got a chance with all of those division opponents down the stretch.
10 in a row to go, 11-5?
Yeah, I don't love that. They're not going to run the table. 6. Don't get me wrong. They're not that good. They're not that good. Jordan Love isn't that good. I don't think it happens that way.
So you let him rest a little bit more, maybe come back against the Dolphins?
If you are a 1-5, it's a tough spot to be in, but if you're a 1-5 football team and you're not competing for anything this year, I think it would be short-sighted to bring back a $300 million quarterback off of injury in a useless season. I think that would be stupid. I think it would be the first thing, but, we don't like to say that first thing. I think it would be fucking ridiculous to pay this guy that amount of money, have him miss the first half of the season due to injury, and then when your team is now in a hole that they cannot dig themselves out of, you put him back out there to get hit again and potentially injured again. I call it a year for Jordan Love if they are 1-5 and he is still not back from injury. He's done.
How long does Malik Willis last?
2 weeks most. 2 weeks at most. They'll play 2 starts with him, and then they'll be like, we got to figure it the fuck out because this guy's not getting it done.
Unless this guy comes out and just is a superstar in Tennessee.
I hope he does. I hope he does. Malik Willis is a guy that I did like a little bit coming out of Liberty. So I hope he has a little bit of a career resurgence here. Packers are definitely in a better situation now than the Titans were when they had to start Malik Willis.
That's true.
So I certainly hope that he has a better roster here and some good pass catchers. Christian Watson has really developed into a target for them. Neil Mount-Plaisir was just talking to us about Jaden Reed. He has targets. So I think if he can take care of the football, play conservative football, and do like we said earlier, where the offensive coordinator, Matt Rule, whoever, I hope they can do a good job of simplifying that offense for him and basically making him look better than he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Neil Mount-Plaisir, $10 in the Super Chat says, call Brett Favre.
Yeah, there you go. He'll play.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers didn't really... Did you watch the Monday night game?
No. I planned to, and I was asleep by 3 p.m., and I did not wake up until 4 a.m.
He didn't... There was a couple drives in the beginning there that he looked like he was having fun. Their defenses could not stop the 49ers.
Yeah, that's what I heard, is that really it wasn't even... Aaron Rodgers, they can call him underwhelming, I guess. He had an average game, but his defense wasn't giving him a chance.
No, not at all. I mean, it looked
and the fact that San Fran did that without Christian McCaffrey, they did whatever the fuck they wanted.
That was a little scary. I mean, I was feeling like when McCaffrey was out, I was feeling the Jets. And then when I watched Aaron Rodgers a little bit and just seeing how he was just feeling comfortable, looking like he was having fun, making Wilson look like, fucking one of the best wide receivers in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, the Jets are probably going to run with this. And then 49ers ripped off 13 in the second quarter. And it just looked like then the Jets kind of, I wouldn't say gave up, but it almost looked like, well, our defense isn't going to stop these guys. Their backup running back,
Jordan Mason,
who's running all over us.
Well, he's damn good. I got to be honest with you. I know not a lot of people knew who Jordan Mason was before week 1, but he is a solid running back. And I do think he has the skill set to be a solid running back in the NFL. But with that being said, what do you make of this whole situation with him? Because he got in a lot of trouble this week. I don't know if you heard about that.
No, I didn't.
So they did not announce that Christian McCaffrey was missing week 1 until before the game, until a couple hours before Monday night's game.
Oh, really?
Nobody expected him to miss week 1. Well, on Friday, Jordan Mason told the media that he was told he was going to start.
Oh.
And nobody had mentioned anything about McCaffrey's injury yet. The Niners hadn't mentioned anything about it. None of the press knew about it. So him saying that kind of got people interested in what was going on. And then as soon as McCaffrey was announced as injured and he's not going to be playing, this guy got in trouble because he let the cat out of the bag accidentally, which is really unfortunate. I think it's kind of bullshit that the NFL has to operate that way. But yeah, he got a lot of heat this week.
Got a little too excited.
Yeah.
Told the media about it.
Yep. Well, he didn't even exactly tell the media about McCaffrey. He just said, I'm going to start.
Well, listen,
he was told.
Listen, when you got Christian McCaffrey.
He was told by his coaches that he was going to start. And then when they fucking asked Kyle Shanahan about it, he said it wasn't true. So the fact that he got in trouble and then the 49ers did not stick up for their guy, that didn't sit right with me at all.
So you're thinking they should have said something about hey, it's our mistake. It's not on him.
Yeah, I think they left that guy out to dry, and I think they look like an organization that does not care about their players. Oh, don't get me wrong, that's kind of a broad statement, an organization that doesn't care about their players, because clearly they do to some degree. But the fact that nobody in that administration stuck their neck out to say yeah, it's true, he was told that on Friday. No, they didn't fucking do it because they didn't want to get in trouble from the NFL. And that's scumbag behavior. I don't like that shit. I don't like that that's how that operates, unfortunately.
Talking about people that you can say are scumbags. Did you see Tyreek wants the officer fired?
Of course he does. My favorite part of that whole video.
Tyreek Hill calls for officer placed on leave to be fired.
My favorite part of that whole video is when he's sitting on the sidewalk and he's like, "Man, I'm just a black man in America with a nice car," and all the black cops look at him and they say, "Brother, we're dark too."
Yeah.
Like, why are you playing that game? And yes, the cops were dicks. Don't get me wrong. Those Miami-Dade officers, those cops were fucking dicks.
Yeah, but I would say it's probably that one cop. That one cop really escalated everything.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The guy with the thick, heavy, I call you to police accent.
Yeah.
That guy, yeah, he's a fucking, he's the biggest douchebag of all of them. So don't get me wrong. They weren't good cops. But Tyreek Hill definitely did not help his situation.
Talking about situations that are not helping is the Cleveland Browns put 4 in the IR, and they have your boy, and I say your boy, Deshaun Watson.
My boy.
I know that you were big hoping that the Bucs would have got him back in the day.
Don't say that shit. I love and appreciate the women in my life, all right? I love women too much almost. But fucking my boy, Deshaun Watson. You keep that guy far away.
Losing 4 defensive players, and Deshaun Watson is still your quarterback, and the best you have is Jameis Winston. In your opinion...
Oh, he said it after the game. Excuse me. Earlier, the 49ers running back said it after the game, not on Friday. See, the information I read was that he told the media on Friday that he was told that he was going to start. I guess that's okay.
That wasn't the sound bit that was on this piece of paper. Yeah, looks like we're missing one. Macho must have taken it.
Threw it away.
Yeah, but talking about the Browns and okay, 2 questions for you on the Browns.
Who should be quarterback?
Well, no, that's one of them, actually. One of them, Deshaun Watson and Daniel Jones. Who's a worse quarterback? All right, Seth, the GM over here.
How about this? How about I lay it out like this? Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback than he is a person.
How about this?
And you saw how good he was at quarterback this week, right?
Rhett GM, put your little hat on. As Bubba would say. Let's just say, because we know the roster and they do have some weapons. You're the Minnesota Vikings. Who you put in quarterback? Daniel Jones or Deshaun Watson?
Well, if we're talking about Minnesota and we're talking about target audience, I know that Vegas. My target audience would prefer to see Daniel Jones at quarterback for no other reason.
Okay.
I know that in Minnesota, they want Daniel Jones as QB.
We're in Las Vegas. It's Deshaun Watson and Daniel Jones. Who are you putting there to play? Who's your starting quarterback?
Well, Mr. Raiders himself. I mean, Deshaun Watson and the Raiders sounds like a match made in heaven. So in that scenario, I would say Deshaun Watson because that sounds like a move that they would 100% make.
How much trouble do you think he could get in Vegas?
Man, he'll end up like Adrian Peterson. He'll have a $12 million debt he's got to pay off.
To just hookers?
Yeah, and masseuses.
Next one is, who do you think the Browns should start?
Baker Mayfield.
Well, Baker's ours. Former Buccaneer Jameis Winston or Deshaun Watson?
I definitely think you have to look at Jameis Winston if this trend continues with Deshaun Watson. I know they said the injury bug last year was the reason he was playing like shit. Well, he came into this season fully healthy, and he looked like hot microwaved garbage against the Cowboys. So I think it's going to have to be a serious look at Jameis Winston if Deshaun Watson shits the bed yet again this week because he's got no excuse.
813.
You really don't recognize my phone number?
Oh, sorry.
All right, so I have an easy matchup in my fantasy league this weekend, but I want to make sure I kick the ass of my opponent.
Is it Merch Crick?
It's you.
Even worse.
I'm starting Josh Allen currently. Dak is on my bench, but Josh is playing in Miami with rain. I'm thinking of sitting him. I need to know what not to do, so tell me what you would do.
You want me to answer it, or are you going for Rhett? Because I
want to hear your take first.
Yeah, go Josh Allen, so you can watch Josh Allen just blow your team away to the Dolphins.
Who's your other QB?
Dak Prescott.
Dak.
Come on, Rhett.
Who does Dallas play this week?
Well, I know that Buffalo plays Miami tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you got Dallas against New Orleans.
I like Dak.
I'm thinking Dak too.
I do like Dak. I know the Saints are a stingy team. Like, I think they're always going to subvert expectations. I wouldn't expect Dak to throw 4 touchdowns and 350 yards this week, but when you do bring up Josh Allen, he's playing Miami. It's a division game and potentially
a sloppy game.
Yeah, it's gonna be raining. A lot of running of the football. So I like Dak a little bit better just for the sheer upside and the game conditions for him.
Great minds, you and I, Rhett.
There we go.
Well, good luck this week. I'm hoping to kick your ass.
Hope you shit the bed again.
Oh, thank you. Anything else, ma'am?
No. Long-time listener, not first-time caller. Great show. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye, y'all.
We appreciate long-time listeners here on the Lummy Sports Show.
Yeah, and don't forget to get milk on the way home.
Yes. Do I have to get milk?
I don't know. We should have asked.
I should have asked. Does Walker need anything? I guess you can text me. So you're going Jameis in a serious wow. I mean, the Browns are really, you know what? I feel bad for the Browns.
I don't. Fuck that organization. They're garbage.
Why? Like
they are fucking garbage. They have repeatedly shot themselves in the foot every year for the last 20 years, and it is hilarious because every single time they are on the precipice of building something, they ruin it for themselves.
Maybe that's why I feel bad because I get down rabbit holes, and I've been down a rabbit hole for a long time, and the Browns are so interesting to me because they just, like you said, they shoot themselves in the foot. And then the people just look so sad, and it's Cleveland, and I've heard bad things about Cleveland, and I just remember how many draft picks.
Go up. Look to the right.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. They have Deshaun Watson listed on the roster, but it says
backup quarterback Jameis Winston.
The first thing you see is backup quarterback Jameis Winston. They
don't even have starting quarterback.
They don't mention Deshaun Watson until the bottom tier list. You could see the coach, the owners, the mascot, the president, and backup quarterback Jameis Winston.
See, but so I've gone through their draft picks, and they had who do they get? The lineman, the tackle
for who?
The Cleveland back in the day. Shit, the Hall of Famer
Joe Thomas.
Yeah. And then they traded up and they got
Johnny Football.
No,
they had number 1 when they got Johnny Football.
Johnny Football was number 16 or down. They traded 23, I think. They traded up for him.
Oh shit.
Fuck. God damn it. He's after us on 820. 2 cups and a Joe. 2 pros and a Joe. Stud. Brady Quinn.
Gotcha.
Coming out with that I'm like, oh man, Browns are gonna be fucking good.
Yeah.
Shit the bed. Brady Quinn, all their quarterbacks have always been just shit. I mean,
well, and it's really not even that. To be honest, I think the impression that I get from the Browns comes from their handling of the Baker Mayfield situation because as you just said, how many fucking quarterbacks had they gone through in the last decade before Baker showed up?
Well, if you want to go decade,
how many playoff games had they played since Baker showed up?
Oh, none.
Right.
See, you got Johnny Manziel, 22. We can start there. 2014. I mean, they draft these big name players, and then they just Corey Coleman, a wide receiver out of Baylor, Myles Garrett, look at these number 1 here. This is numbers in 2017. I'm like, wow, look at that.
Well, look at that 2017 draft class. Yeah, look at
Peppers, Noyuk.
David Njoku, Deshaun Kaiser, Larry Ogunjobi. I know some of these guys aren't names that are still playing, but Myles Garrett, still one of the best defensive ends in the NFL. Jabril Peppers is now in New England, but he's a pretty good safety. David Njoku has had his moments, but he's still reliable at the tight end position. Deshaun Kaiser came and went. He was a journeyman backup quarterback, but Larry Ogunjobi, I think, has had a prosperous career in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's played in 110 games.
Yeah.
Roderick Johnson at tackle in the 5th round. He was not a terrible player.
No, but then you got Nick Chubb in 18. Obviously the Baker Mayfield and Nick Chubb. I mean, right there, their top 2 rounds, they always get these these guys with these names. I mean, because you can even go back to 08 when they were doing Braylon Edwards and Rodney Poole, Charlie Fry.
Kellen Winslow in 2004.
Yeah, Luke.
Anywhere from 2005 to 2000. Oh, I'm sorry, never mind. I read that incorrectly.
Oh, Joe Thomas, Brady Quinn right there with Eric Wright, who is a good defensive back. You know what I mean? Like, they get these guys, and then they just completely, like, Colt McCoy. I mean, look at the quarterback. Colt McCoy, that's after they gave up on Brady Quinn. You know, these big-time quarterbacks that, you know, kind of do stuff in college, and they never pan out for them.
I think it's just
Brandon Weeden.
I think it's just the fact of the matter that they consistently have roster turnover because every time they build a decent roster, for whatever reason, they feel like they have to blow it up. Like, again, I will never forget how that fan base in particular treated my Lord and Savior Baker Mayfield on his way out of Cleveland. The man gets them to the playoffs for the first time this fucking century. He beats the dog piss out of the Steelers, and I know he didn't particularly play well. It was the Browns defense that played well and took advantage of some early mistakes by Pittsburgh. But, like, the following seasons, they ran him into the ground, complained about injury, and then let him go for peanuts.
Yes.
And now he is, you know, one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL, at least in week 1 of 2024. So they're very upset because they have yet to find a stable starting quarterback, and now they got some fucking serial toucher, Deshaun Watson.
And you got to think about it.
They don't deserve anything better than that. But fuck the Browns. Fuck their stupid-ass fans.
Poor Cleveland.
Fuck them. But fuck Cleveland.
You got to think about this. Wow. If they give up on Deshaun Watson, it's almost like what Denver did with Russell Wilson and all the draft picks they lost.
You want to know the funniest part about that deal? Is that written in the fucking deal, he is the only quarterback in NFL history who has a deal that the team cannot get out of. It is physically impossible for them to get away from the Deshaun Watson contract unless he just goes to fucking prison. Unless he gets sentenced to 30 years, there is no legal or possible way they can get themselves out of that contract.
Well,
and they fucking deserve it.
Wyatt Harris, $20. Well, that's why they can't go away from him. I mean, they got to.
At this point, he is literally a 10-year investment.
Exactly. At least Russell Wilson was able. The Broncos could get out of there. But I mean, the minute Deshaun Watson looks like a head case. Okay, he looks like a head case, and he likes exposing himself.
Likes getting his booty rubbed.
Yeah, his booty rubbed, and then showing him his huge wiener, I guess. The minute you go to Jameis, Deshaun Watson, is just going to be a head case.
That's Jameis' team the minute they go to him. And listen, we've shit on Jameis plenty on this show. But one thing about Jameis is that, like, he knows how to rally a team. He knows how to get guys to believe in him.
He knows how to eat W's.
He knows how to rally a team because he was so good at doing it last year as a backup quarterback that he made the entire Saints offense say fuck you to Dennis Allen and go score a late game touchdown against the Falcons. Like, Jameis can lead a football team. Now, can he lead him to a Super Bowl? Probably not. But he can certainly, I think, win over that locker room a lot more than Deshaun Watson has.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? Do the Browns? No, they can't trade him. No one's going to touch that contract.
No one's touching that. No.
I guess
once he's done
once
he's done in Cleveland, he's done. Done.
You don't think someone would pick him up?
Fuck no.
Vic got another
This
chance.
is going to be a permanent lesson in NFL history on how to not structure an NFL QB contract. I know the market is what the market is, but we were just talking on the morning show earlier this week. This is potentially the worst trade in the history of the NFL.
Okay, let me look this up real quick.
When you talk about the money they got thrown around, the draft picks they got thrown around.
Russell Wilson versus Deshaun Watson trade. Let's see if they have it. For starters, the Browns gave up 3 first-round picks and 1 more than the Broncos for Wilson.
Also, the Browns guaranteed all of his $230 million contract.
Yeah, but wasn't Russell Wilson also?
I don't think his was fully guaranteed.
Fansfirstsports.com, worst trade in NFL history is Russell Wilson, not Deshaun Watson.
Did they write this a year ago?
Listen, this is on a fucking really cheesy website. I think I built this back in 1999, okay? Thanks for not breaking it down. Okay, here we go. Denver. Okay, 2 years ago, Denver traded away 2 years ago. Okay, well, traded away 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a 5th-round pick, tight end Noah Fant, quarterback Drew Lock, and defensive end Shelby Harris. In return, Denver received quarterback Russell Wilson, Denver then gave Russell Wilson a new $242 million contract with $124 million guaranteed. Okay. $85 million for the next 2 years to not play for them. So they're paying $85 million for him to be playing on Pittsburgh. And $42 million in that blah, blah, blah. Where is Deshaun Watson?
All right, this is the type of mistake that can set back an organization for at least 5 years. National media people are comparing it to the Browns' trade for Deshaun Watson, and the comparison is not even close. The last 2 seasons with Deshaun Watson were hindered by suspension and injuries. There is still 3 years left on his $230 million guaranteed contract. The Browns head coach and front office are still in place from when they originally made the trade with Houston. Denver has a new front office and a head coach since the Wilson trade. The jury is still out on the Watson trade. It can be argued that Deshaun Watson has underperformed since the trade. It can also be argued that he wasn't on the field enough to back into form. He wasn't on the field enough to back into form. Yeah, this guy's a real journalist. In 2023...
It's Lou Marcano.
Oh, yeah. In 2023, the Cleveland Browns were 5-1 with Deshaun Watson at quarterback. That is counting the Indianapolis game. The point differential was plus 63 when he started at QB for the Browns. The Browns are working to make Deshaun Watson succeed at quarterback. The Broncos just gave up on Wilson, and the national media gave up on the Browns and Watson.
So
that's a fair point. I will hear him out to a degree, but
this is better.
You can't just say it's a better trade because of the injuries and the suspension, because his only logic is that, well, the Browns aren't paying Deshaun not to play, so it's a better deal. That's what I took from what he wrote.
So this guy did a value on the Russell Wilson, Deshaun, and he said he plugged in the numbers, and it looks like for points, Seahawks got a better deal. I'm in Texas. So,
all right, so what he is referring to is a compilation of research by he and Brad Spielberger attempting to retroactively gauge the value of rookie contracts in order to assess the value of draft pick trades. The entire chart is available on Over the Cap's website and gives a value of up to 3,000 points per pick. This is that's a lot of math. That's a lot to follow here.
Yeah, I just want
you're just trying to find me a concrete reason
that Cooper Lips' team sucks balls. I shouldn't have clicked on that, but
Russell Wilson. Oh, I was ready to read.
Did Browns? Listen, I'm just saying. At least currently, the Browns and Deshaun Watson, since he's still playing on the team,
right, and that's it, right.
Now he gets released, and now they're paying him all his money because what do they say? $85 million still owed
for who? Russ?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's $85 million over the next 2 years.
So right now, obviously, that trade looks a lot worse. Plus, they got rid of 4 players, I think it was, and but if Deshaun Watson and then they're guaranteed, what do you say, 3 years? So probably 40, 50 million a year. So
232 fully guaranteed.
What's left though? What's left?
Nothing. They fully guarantee. Oh, of what's left? I think through 3 years?
Yeah, there's 3 years left. So what was he making a year? Like 45, 50 million?
I think. Yeah, so, a little over 50 if it was 5 years, 265.
Mix it through this year, so let's just say that. So they're all $100 million. So the Broncos. So that would be the worst trade. If Deshaun Watson is not with Cleveland next year, then it will be officially the worst trade.
I think that all the off the field stuff is really what's going to bog that down. Russell Wilson, through all of it, was still Mr. Unlimited. He was doing cheesy Subway commercials and he was getting made fun of. But I think Russell Wilson got made fun of for way less. Basically, Deshaun Watson should be getting the hate that Russell Wilson got last year. I think Wilson is cooked. I think he's trash. I think he's very corny. But I think Deshaun Watson is a sick fucking pervert who doesn't need to see a football field. I think he's a sick bastard.
And realistically, Deshaun Watson's not really getting much heat in the media.
No, he's really not. They're kind of, it's very easy to brush that stuff under the rug. You know how good the NFL and the media has been at doing that for years now. When a player beats his wife, he'll be in the Ring of Honor in the next 5 years.
And then John Gruden gets taken off.
Yeah, John fucking Gruden gets taken off of the stadium. Give me a break.
And Rice from the Chiefs,
Ray Rice night. Fucking Ray Rice night for the Ravens. How appropriate.
917.
Yo, Lummy, Rhett, Ford.
What's up, Ford?
Hey, so Dan Lebitard, I think, said today that he thinks someone in the Browns organization intentionally leaked the Watson lawsuit story.
Well, what is it? But he can't get out of the contract, correct?
Here's what they say. Here's what this says. It says they are undoubtedly having buyer's remorse as he's fallen apart as a player, and cutting Watson is nearly a non-option. The Browns would still owe him $92 million in guaranteed money, while also sitting on a dead money cap charge of $172.77 million. Pro Football Talk, which initially broke the lawsuit story, reported on specific language in Watson's deal that would put the remainder of his contract in jeopardy if he did not previously disclose this specific claim before signing. So apparently, there's language.
I mean,
they might be able to get out of it.
Yeah, but that's pretty shitty, in my opinion. If they release it after week 1 and they still can't get rid of him, what if he comes back this week and just lights it up? No. I don't know who the fuck the Browns are playing, but
yeah, I mean, I think it's a little early to be, saying that Watson's
you can probably hold on to that. Yeah, you can probably hold on to his lawsuit and everything. Maybe if he goes 0-4, I mean, I could even see the Packers picking up Deshaun Watson at this point.
I'm a Giants fan, and I would almost rather take Watson than Daniel Jones.
I think this is a pretty good quote here. This is from Lebitard. He said, quote, "The number of people who would defend this behavior if they think their quarterback is good, and then the strategic leaking of that stuff makes you wonder, are they trying to get out from under the contract? It is pretty gross." So he said that on his show last week, and he feels like it's a little bit too much of a coincidence that as soon as we find out Deshaun Watson sucks at football still, they leak this story the day after his game. So I can kind of understand what he's saying, because it's a decent point to be made about, people are going to, like, if Deshaun Watson was good, if the Browns won week 1, does this story conveniently come out the day after the game? So I think what he's getting at is very convoluted. I think there's a lot of moving parts, but where there is smoke, there is fire.
Well, we'll see week 3 when they play New York and see if Deshaun Watson could help the Giants, or if Deshaun Watson's actually that's going to be the shit bowl right there between two quarterbacks that are just complete shit. That's if Deshaun Watson makes it there and it's not Jameis.
When you guys did that sports show a couple of weeks ago, I called in and we talked about the Giants over/under win total. And after week 1, if it's going to be like that, ain't get anywhere near 6.5.
Yeah, I think I said under. Under big time.
Yeah.
So, all right, Ford, we're getting out of here.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we both said well under 6.5.
Yeah, and of course, my fucking arm feels better. The Tylenol finally kicked in, and it's 11:30. Of course, I should have taken that right after the show. I thought I would feel better with how Bubba has his mouse up here and keeping it straight, but I keep moving it back.
That's how it happens. I got Scout some anxiety meds from the vet.
You taking them?
No. Yeah, I'm taking them myself. No, but they take about 2 hours to kick in. So I gave her some the other night. We had people come over, and then they didn't kick in until after the people left.
Oh, perfect.
So the whole time they were there, she was freaking the fuck out. And then as soon as they leave, she was more slumped than usual.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, I mean, listen, Grouper Lips, I'm sorry, buddy. I love the Broncos. I want the Broncos to win. I want them to be the best team ever. I just got to keep it, I got to keep it straight. I'm sorry that you guys made the worst fucking trade in NFL history up until this point. I mean, you guys literally, some people said, made a worse deal than Mike Ditka, who traded the whole fucking draft and next year's draft pretty much for Ricky Williams. I mean, I'm sorry. My bad. I won't call it out then. I hope Bo next comes out and wins the Heisman. I'm an idiot. The MVP. So, Rhett, you ready to get out of here?
Yeah, we gonna do our picks real quick.
Oh fuck! I totally forgot about that. I
know it's okay. We'll do it really quick.
Late. My headache's out now.
I know, buddy. I know.
I'm ready to go another 2 hours.
Buffalo at.
Let's go through our picks.
You were
13-3. I was 11-5.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I think Mario from Vegas probably was happy about that. I know he follows some of our straight up games. Are you ready to go?
Yes, I'm writing stuff down
Verify
now.
your business. Press 2 if you wish to have your business not displayed on Google Voice searches, or call 877-556-9255.
Yeah?
Thank you, Google.
Who was that?
I'm going to say it was someone that thought it was funny to call, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it was Buzzy Bob. I don't know. He's in chat, so.
He's going to get you.
The shit in my toilet. So, yeah, let's run through these. Let's go another over 500.
Let's do it.
And Ashley said I was 10-6.
10-6. Hold on, let me count this here.
Jesus Christ!
Now we got it. Now we got it. Now we got to really fix the count here. All right. So, she's right. She's right. You were 10-6.
Great. Well, it's still over 500, so I'll take it. I'll take it.
I forgot to write down that you got the Baltimore game wrong.
No, thanks.
Yeah, I'm sorry, friend.
Yeah, by a toe.
By
a toe.
Oh,
Fuck.
Man.
So, Buffalo at Miami.
Give me the Fins.
Yeah, I'm going to take Miami at home. Hopefully, hopefully the fucking Cops mess with Tua this time. But I'm sure the Cops will leave it alone. 2.5 points. But I'll take the Dolphins.
Tyreek will take an Uber.
Yeah, right. I could see that one. New Orleans at Dallas. New Orleans looked hot. Derek Carr looked good. Dallas obviously looked good. Dak looked good. I'm going to go Dallas at home.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to take Dallas here. New Orleans surprised a lot of people, but didn't really surprise anyone because it's the fucking Panthers. So,
yes, it's the fucking Panthers. You can't really, put any...
You drop 47 points on the Panthers. I'm not exactly, calling a Super Bowl just yet.
The first half was, I think, in the 27. Tampa Bay at Detroit. Well, unfortunately, I always pick Tampa Bay, so go Tampa Bay.
Let's go Bucks, baby. I don't give a shit about anything but the Bucks.
It's a great game. At Detroit, it's going to be tough, but...
playoff rematch. You got to love seeing those. High-stakes drama.
Indianapolis at the Green Bay. Well, we pretty much dog shit it all over Malik Willis. I think this one's going to be pretty... 3-point spread. What the fuck is... I need to jump on Hard Rock before that spread if it just hasn't been changed. ESPN bet as at 3. I'm going Indianapolis.
I will also go Indy. I know it's going to be a tough game for them because they are playing in Green Bay, right? Yeah, so they're going to be playing in Lambeau. Anthony Richardson, I'm not sure what kind of atmospheres he has faced because remember, he didn't play his entire rookie season. So this could be one of the loudest stadiums he has stepped foot in. I know the Packers don't have a ton to cheer about with Malik Willis under center, but I think they get it done. So, yeah, I'm picking the Colts here.
It looks like it's still 3 points. New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers at Tennessee. I'm going to go after Tennessee pretty much flopped off against the Bears. I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers, New York Jets. Yeah,
I hope this isn't a mistake, picking Aaron Rodgers and the Jets 2 weeks in a row. But let's do it. Let's ride. Hopefully his defense fares a little bit better against Tennessee because remember they don't have Derrick Henry.
Correct.
And they got some firepower, but Will Levis still kind of getting there. So we'll see how he does.
San Francisco at Minnesota. Vegas has at 6 points. That seems a little low, but I'm sure McCaffrey will be back. It's at Minnesota. 49ers look like superstars. I'm going to go with... Shit. Now I'm thinking. I'll go 49ers. 49ers.
I will also go 49ers.
Seattle at New England. New England came with their one win of the year, so I'm going Seattle.
Cleveland. Sorry, I'm still writing down games. I just want to make sure I'm ahead here. We are at Seattle at New England. This is going to be an interesting game as well because I have no idea what to expect.
I crossed off New England for their one win of the year, so yeah. Seattle.
I did pick Seattle last week and they delivered, so I think this is going to be the toughest game to pick all week, to be honest. And it shouldn't be. It's a couple of mid teams here, but week 1 really threw me for a loop with the Patriots. So I'm going to say Seattle, but it would not shock me if the Patriots pull this one out.
Yeah, and it is in New England.
Yeah.
Now this one could be a shocker.
Did you said Seattle?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
New York Giants, the football Giants at Washington Commanders.
Don't tell me you're picking the Giants.
I was thinking about it.
Don't fucking tell me you're picking the Giants. I think Jaden Daniels is due for a victory.
Let's ride with the Commanders.
All right, let's ride with the Commanders, baby. We're all Indians, my friend.
That's right. These games are Chargers at Carolina. I mean, the way Carolina played. Woo!
Yeah, it's going to be hard to pick them.
Chargers.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. I will also take the Chargers.
Cleveland at Jacksonville. I mean, we just dog shitted over Deshaun Watson. I mean, we kind of made our picks in our talk at Jacksonville. Jacksonville coming off a tough loss against the Dolphins. I'm going Jacksonville.
I'm also going Jacksonville. Playing at home, want to put on a good game for the fans and get their first win of the year. I think they do just that. I think they are the better team from top to bottom. So yeah, give me the Jags here.
Vegas at Baltimore. Baltimore with a 9.5 point spread, biggest spread
of the week
so far. Yeah. It looks like for the week. Yeah.
Wow.
That's I maybe taking that Vegas 9.5. I might have to go Baltimore. I don't see an upset.
Yeah, I will also go Baltimore. I don't see an upset for this Raiders team. They're not there yet. Every year, week one, you talk to any Raiders fan on the planet, you expect them to take a step, and then by the end of week one, it's the same old Raiders. So I don't think they stand a good chance against Baltimore here. In Baltimore, too.
Rams at Arizona.
Give me the Rams.
Well, I'm going to have to finally go against you. I'm going Cardinals.
All right.
I guess you could consider that the...
Is that your upset?
Let's see. Yeah, no, Cardinals are favored. Well, I mean, I'm going Cardinals, though.
Okay, I'll go Rams. I think they looked better.
Jeez. Pittsburgh at Denver.
We got some fucking high-profile games this week, buddy.
And Russell Wilson's not back?
No. I think it'll be Justin Fields. And I think he gets the win. I think he'll be 2-0 as a starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers after this game.
Oh, this is a tough one right here. Roll, Broncos, roll. I'm picking Denver.
Wow, is that your upset of the week?
Yeah.
I mean, hardly an upset. What's the line for this game?
3, Pittsburgh.
And they got it. It's Pittsburgh 3 on the road?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So, rolling into Mile High in Pittsburgh, Justin Fields doesn't really do much. Maybe they bring in Russell Wilson. He's used to throwing to the opposing team. Actually, fuck. That blows my logic away. Because I was going to say he'd throw to the Denver jersey, but he wasn't good when he was in Denver. So, yeah, I'm still going Denver.
All right, Denver it is.
Cincinnati at Kansas City.
KC.
You don't think Joe Burrow's with a comeback? You don't think he's going to come back, though, for 350 yards?
I think he'll play better this week. I think the Bengals will play better this week. Maybe they just were not prepared week one. Maybe they just overlooked New England. I would like to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I think even in doing that, they're still not a better team than Kansas City right now, so I'm going to go KC.
I'm going to go KC, too. Can't go wrong there.
Not really.
Chicago at Houston. Caleb Williams or CJ Stroud. Whew. Shit. Sunday Night Football, Houston, 6-point favorite. I'm going Houston.
Hard to not want to go Houston here. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Caleb Williams can step up into a game here that is going to be high-flying. That's going to be a lot of scoring, a lot of offensive production. I think a lot of Bears fans are waiting to see if this kid actually has what it takes to air it out. Because week one, he didn't get the opportunity. He kind of did what he had to do to help his team win the game, which is all fine and dandy. But you really want to see what this kid is made of, and I think Houston is where they are going to do it. But I got the Texans winning.
Atlanta at Philly, Monday night in Philly. Philly's a 6.5-point spread. Straight up, who do you got?
Well, it's very easy to say Philly.
I know, that's why I wanted you to go first.
But don't forget their quarterback here. They got prime-time Kirk Cousins, and prime-time Kirk Cousins is going to show up and play this game one of two ways. He's going to throw 4 touchdowns and have a perfect passer rating by the end of it, or he's going to throw 4 interceptions and the Falcons are going to be 0-2.
Or blow his Achilles.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Didn't want to include it in there just as a courtesy, but that is correct. That is a very true possibility. So I think regardless, he could play great, and he's still not going to win. I don't think the Falcons are there. I think Philly might not be as well put together as we thought they were, but I think they'll be fine. So I think they win this game.
I'm going to roll with Atlanta.
Wow.
Technically, I guess would be my upset pick. It's a 6.5-point spread on the road in Philly. Kirk Cousins, the defense, Sean Robinson, Raheem Morris picks up his first win as a coach for the Atlanta Falcons Monday night. Let's see what happens.
Be a big time win, and that's the style of win that I see happening.
With
These early season upsets, I can definitely see it.
Yes,
I don't know if I believe in it, but I can see it.
I can too. And I hope I can. So I can get a win. I mean, fuck, who knows? The Raiders could beat the fucking Baltimore Ravens. Do I see that happening and the Ravens starting 0-2? No, I don't see that happening. But there's a chance. Because what'd you say?
It's the NFL.
It's the NFL.
Any given Sunday.
That's right.
Or Monday. Or Thursday. Or Friday if you're in Brazil.
And sometimes Saturdays.
Or Saturday if there's no college football.
In December.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. We're live tomorrow morning. Hopefully, Bubba can get some sleep. 6 a.m. right here on all our streaming platforms. And don't forget, for all your Bubba Army merch, go to Bubba Army Store, Bubba Army Shop, and BubbaArmyMerch.com. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rhett.
Thank you, Lummy.
Everyone have a great rest of your day, and we will see you right here tomorrow morning. See ya.